Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. I simply realized that was a murder. You understand what I'm talking about. That was a spiritual murder regardless of whether individuals know it, since God doesn't kill individuals. You understand what I'm talking about, whether individuals know what or not, and I could dive deep. However, there were many individuals I would need to bring. I saw Jay-Z, and he, as a matter of fact, was working with R. Kelly, and they were making such countless records together. You realize they made that multitude of records together. The two of them, Aaliyah, they shared such a great amount in like manner. The source says that Aaliyah was given a dosing pill and conveyed onto the plane oblivious before the lethal accident occurred in the Bahamas. So it seems to be there's some new upsetting subtleties emerging about Aaliyah's demise, and the story is a lot more terrible than we suspected. A meeting with Mary J Blige of late reemerged, where Mary called Aaliyah's passing a spiritual murder, and reports are presently circumventing that Jay-Z needed to dispose of Aaliyah so Beyonce could have her spot. There's been a ton of hypotheses over the years that the plane accident Aaliyah passed on in was not a mishap, and a few industry figures have openly guaranteed Aaliyah was killed, yet who are individuals who needed to quietness Aaliyah, and what precisely did Mary J mean by spiritual murder? We should separate it, and, it wasn't time you realized it wasn't. I trust it wasn't her opportunity to go, in light of the fact that, from what I realize, it should go down like that. It's been precisely a long time since Aaliyah unfortunately lost her life at age 22. It actually damages to think about what she might have accomplished on the grounds that she truly had everything to be a colossal star. I needed to sing. I needed to act. And I needed to move from the second I stepped foot in front of an audience. At 6 years of age, in the play Annie, I was like, this is what I maintain that I should do. I need to do this. I'm cheerful doing this, so I'm living it, and I'm extremely blissful about it. Tragically, on August 25, 2001, Aaliyah's life was sliced short while, as per the authority story. The plane she was on crashed in the Bahamas anyway. Aaliyah's fans have reliably dismissed the authority account on the grounds that many subtleties just didn't make any sense, and there's presently arising proof that Aaliyah's passing might not have been unintentional. The primary thing we really want to discuss is the way Aaliyah had no genuine, emotionally supportive network after she joined the business early in life, and she was continually asked on by a lot more seasoned and strong industry men, among them purportedly Jay-Z, who, as per a few sources, Aaliyah should be what Beyonce is today anyway. Aaliyah dismissed him, so Jay supposedly concluded Beyonce ought to have Aaliyah's spot to give you some setting. On August 21, 2001, Aaliyah showed up on BET and uncovered she would begin shooting the music video for Make Waves the next day under the heading of Promotion Williams, who recently coordinated a few recordings for Jay-Z's and R. Kelly. I shoot the video tomorrow, which is truly okay, and, that video ought to be out. We're trusting, like, the start of September. On August 22, Aaliyah headed out to Miami, where Publicity had organized a green screen set for shooting dance successions and submerged scenes anyway, with no unmistakable clarification. Publicity unexpectedly chose to move the creation to the Bahamas, and the next day, Aaliyah and a few workers of Virgin Records traveled to the islands. Currently, Publicity never makes sense of why he made a Lee trip of the Bahamas in spite of having every one of the essential assets in Miami, including a high-quality green screen arrangement and lovely seashores. Aaliyah's ex-woman Run later uncovered that Aaliyah was frightened when she saw the plane they gave her and told her not to go. When she really was saw the plane, she, you realize we had the Blackberries, and she said I could do without this plane, and I was like, well, don't get on it, and she resembled, well, I got to, in light of the fact that I got work to do. What's additionally peculiar is that, as per woman Lenny Kravitz, offered Aaliyah his personal luxury plane, however Publicity took it from her. Lenny Kravitz had offered her a stream, and afterward Publicity had took the fly, so that truly annoyed me about the circumstance when I caught wind of that. However, the most stunning piece of the riddle is found in insightful columnist Kathy Iando's 2021 History of Aaliyah. Well, conversing with observers, Ian duly found that on the last day of the shooting in the Bahamas, Aaliyah wouldn't load onto the plane that should return her to Miami, and she got back to her taxi telling her group she had a migraine anyway, as per onlooker Kingsley Russell, whose family worked the taxi organization. An individual from Aaliyah's escort, entered the taxi with her, and gave her a pill not long after Aaliyah blacked out and Russell perceived how they genuinely conveyed her onto the plane only minutes after departure. The plane crashed around 200 ft from the runway, killing Aaliyah and 8 others. Ready on the off chance that this episode was truly arranged, it makes one wonder who had something to acquire from Aaliyah's passing. Great. As per some industry insiders like Puma write, both Jay-Z and Beyonce had significant interests in Aaliyah being gone. Panther guaranteed that Jay was distraught. Aaliyah picked woman over him, and that is the reason he purportedly blamed everything on Lady. Take a gander at how he did Lady, as I don't give an answer. If you had any desire to move away from your homeboy, if you had any desire to move away from your accomplice, however, to do it the manner in which he did, it's malevolent. Yet perhaps that was on the grounds that he was the young lady that didn't need you. Puma likewise brought up that when Aaliyah passed on, Jay-Z took maker Rich Harrison from Amory, another craftsman who was a danger to Beyonce, and unexpectedly, Beyonce and Jay-Z were on top. They were struggling with taking her performance, and afterward, Aaliyah passed on, and afterward, they acquired Rich Harrison, and you love. Gotta think right now. She preferred presenting with him in pictures for page 6. Yeah, it didn't. She fell head over heels for Dane, and Aaliyah's gone. And you need to begin asking yourself inquiries subsequent to being in this business for this long on the off chance that you're a mostly clever individual. When do you begin addressing how fortunate some mothers continue getting? Another fascinating subtlety is that years after the fact, Beyonce and Promotion Williams enrolled Promotion Williams to coordinate their video for Tanked Love, and they recorded it in a suburb of Miami, a similar city where Aaliyah shot her absolute last music video. Other than that, the initial scene of Tanked Love shows Beyonce conveying a prize with the female figure on top, which a few fans deciphered as Beyonce saying she killed all her opposition. And afterward, we likewise can't fail to remember that there were a ton of reports back in the last part of the 90s that Jay supplicated on Aaliyah, very much like his previous companion A.R. Kelly. A.R. Kelly met Aaliyah when she was only 12 through her record creating Uncle Barry Hankerson. Kelly then, at that point, began prepping Aaliyah and wound up wedding her when she was 15 by utilizing a phony ID. It was subsequently uncovered that R. Kelly paid off Aaliyah's family, and as indicated by R. Kelly's previous security Jim Pratt, Aaliyah's family marked an agreement with Kelly, expressing that they wouldn't squeeze charges against him for the unlawful marriage after it was and thus Kelly gave them the privileges to his initial 3 collections. So as you can see, Aaliyah was bombed by every one of the grown-ups in her life, which made her an obvious objective for savage men in the music business. So with regards to Jay-Z's supposed relationship with Aaliyah, they were spotted together at industry occasions. Anyway, Jay-Z never conceded. He dated her anyway, as per Lady Run. Jay made a good attempt to get with Aaliyah, however she wasn't intrigued. So he zeroed in on Beyonce, who was likewise a young person when she met him. What's much more wrecked is that Jay-Z remained companions with A.R. after he figured out how he treated Aaliyah, and they recorded a joint collection most ideal scenario. So in view of this large number of obscure subtleties, many fans as well as some industry insiders have openly theorized that Aaliyah's passing was a penance. Furthermore, presently on top of all of this, a meeting with Mary J Blige re-emerged where Mary alluded to Aaliyah's demise as a spiritual murder and said it shouldn't have go down like that. I simply realized that that was a homicide. You understand what I'm talking about? I was an otherworldly homicide regardless of whether individuals know it. Since God don't kill individuals, you understand what I'm talking about regardless of whether individuals know it. And I could dive deep, yet many individuals I would need to truly bring who you understand what I'm talking about for what I realized, and she just was chopped down in the prime of her life. And it's so out of line. And, it wasn't time. You understand what it wasn't. I accept it. Wasn't her chance to go on the grounds that, from what I realize, it should go down like that. However, that wasn't the main time Mary straightforwardly estimated about Aaliyah's passing in 2006. She showed up on the Oprah show, and keeping in mind that Oprah has now erased this meeting from